Sit back, relax a little bit. Let me tell you a story. See if yours is anything like mine. Remember when I was a kid? So much better when I popped the lid. Feel the rabble, open it up.
Exactly, listen to Sean. Right, and Cash Out's the easy way to get money transferred when you're out with friends. So pick up into that and then we'll get back to it.
He said, baby, jump in the back, boy. Tailgate crazy.
Tailgate crazy. What's up, guys? Just writing in this chat how the Broncos didn't need Deebo Samuel.
For a fifth.
You know, hey, whatever. Hey, guys, what's up? Welcome into Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network. I'm your bus driver, Cedric Green. We got my co-pilot, Justin, over there. What up, Justin?
Not happy about my Wolves, but I was liking what I was seeing at the Combine this weekend. Some fast guys, some guys you were talking about in your guys' wish list that were kind of showing out, and some people on my wish list that we had, and then mock draft showing out. So that was spicy. And then catching up on this 8-man football league, watching the Warriors highlights. That was pretty ballin'. That was pretty good. And just having a really busy weekend, but having fun and getting warmer just like the weather.
Man, you've been following a lot for sure. Yeah, I caught a little bit of the Combine too. Luckily, I was like, oh man, I got to catch the tight ends, and I was like, dang, man. Mason Taylor was looking good out there for where I got him picking at. You know, honestly, I think there's just a deep roster of tight ends coming into this draft that they're watching it, man. I was like, dang, like there was,
but
man,
Judkins,
who was it?
man.
Judkins,
man. He was
looking, man. Oof. I didn't get to catch Judkins, man. I didn't get to catch the running backs, but I saw that Bond, Isaiah Bond, you know, he did not come close to the
he wasn't as fast as we thought he was.
No, he was a bit off. But he still got burner, man, for you know, he still got that pickup speed for sure. There was a lot of people with burner. There was like an offensive tackle that ran like a 4.7 or
he's a freak.
4.8 or something. Yeah, man. So it was pretty wild. It's promising, you know what I mean? It's crazy to see. I keep thinking every year it's going to dwindle down with like esports and stuff, but there's still some athletes out there, man. Keeping it going. Yeah, no, so guys, we got a good episode for you tonight. You know what I mean? Before we get too caught up in the Combine, we could talk that too. We have a straight up whole episode. I wanted to actually come back and do another mock draft after that. So let's see if
hell yeah.
But tonight we're going to be talking moving forward, getting back to our roots, right? Fantasy football. So we got Justin's way too early fantasy tight end top 10. So Justin's top 10 tight end rankings. We'll be going through that. And then we'll jump over, we'll talk some NBA. As you heard, Justin, he's a little down on his Timberwolves. My Nuggets didn't fare so well this morning against the Celtics, even though it wasn't too bad of a loss. Joker posted some great stats. We'll get talking on that. And then we have Justin's team of the week for the NBA as well. So, you know how we do here in Fantasy Reports. First and foremost, the goal is to get you guys involved. So go ahead and jump in that chat. Tell us where you're at. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're watching.
Hit us with your top 10 tight end list.
Yes, we want to see your top 10 list. See if it compares to Justin's. What are you thinking? How did he do? You know what I mean? Get some questions. Let us know how you feel about it. So we want to get it going, get you guys ready, because we know there's going to be some dynasty drafts coming up. And let me be specific. This is PPR ranking tight end. So it could be a little different for dynasty. It look a little bit different. You maybe want some younger guys. It could be, a little bit different if you're in a keeper league too. You may be looking at, receptions or whatever it may be. It may be different, but this is for full PPR, just regular fantasy football. So guys, jump in the chat. Let us know where you're at.
Because that's what our fantasy league will be.
Yes, man. There we go. Great minds. That's where our fantasy football league will be. So we got the Fantasy Reports Fantasy Football League that we're starting up for next season. Don't forget to help us out and get in that. I think we got like 2 more spots left, and then we'll see if we want to grow it.
2 spots left, people.
2 spots left.
Last people. 2 spots.
Yeah, so jump in, check out the description. We got the link for the Sleeper League in there. You add us on Sleeper or send us a chat. Let us know. Be like, hey, I want to join your league. We'll get you an invite and get you in there. We also got our basketball league too. So join one of our leagues, guys. Get with us.
We want to ball with you.
Doing big things. We're doing big things in 2025. So come with us. Come with me, right? I don't know. I'm going through all this stuff, trying to get to the right thing. So yeah, but we're gonna get back to it. We have Justin's way too early. Hold on, let me put this in the chat.
Full
Way too
PPR
early.
tight end rankings for the 2025 season.
Top 10 tight end rankings.
Let me know if you agree with it, if you don't like it, if you're shocked by some people off of it, if you're surprised by some people on it. I love to hear your feedback. I love to bounce it off of you.
Yes, y'all. So yeah, guys, we just want to maybe just jump right into it, get it going. And
right after this
promo,
promo,
how we do right after this promo. Actually, we got some new stuff, so let's get some new promos going, guys.
Yeah.
I told you we got
check this out. You'll like it
for 2025. So rock with us. We'll be right back though on the other side. Hit that like button. Please share. Please subscribe and help us grow. Keep it going. Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network.
My name is Anton Popoff, and this is my 6th year of college football. Training during the hottest times of the day is a recipe for muscle cramps, which is why electrolytes are so important. Hydration is crucial for my performance. Dragon Salt eliminates muscle cramps and boosts your overall energy level. Whether it's a weight room or field session, I fuel up with Dragon Salt beforehand. It's been a game changer for me, and it'll be a game changer for you.
Dragon Salt.
Yeah. That's got me hyped up.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go lift some weights right now so I can use some. Let's get with it, guys. Hey, but like I said, we're jumping into 2025 right off the bat, getting your fantasy team ready. We're here for you. We're trying to get you to the championship. You know what I mean? Get you out the first round. So we're starting off with one position that may be underlooked, maybe overlooked. It depends on how you look at it. Me, I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, if I get points, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking for the home run hitter. I just want consistency. Some people, they know how to find. There's only a couple home run hitters. But anyway, we got Justin's way too early 2025 top 10 tight end rankings. So
let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Let us know where you are, guys. How you feel about it? Is he right? Is he off? You think he's on? Could you do better? What is it? So let's jump right into it.
Yeah, humble me. I'm up into it.
Right? Well, exactly. We are not professionals over here at Shady Sports. We're just some guys that know what we're doing.
It's if I was drafting today, this is where I'd be drafting these guys on my board. And I'm like said, I'm not invested in tight ends early on in the draft unless there's a caveat to where your league has some spicy settings where tight ends get extra points or bonuses and stats here and there. Otherwise, the standard there, I mean, tight ends, I just get them where I can get them, and I get the best available when I feel like it fits with my team. I'm not reaching. I'm not grabbing too early. I'm just grabbing the best available when I feel comfortable drafting them.
That is very true. Unless, it's kind of hard with a tight end, right? I don't think I feel like I would need to like jump to get one over something else, quite honestly.
In some leagues, in some circumstances, tight ends, though, are a premium, so they hold more value than some other flex options.
That is true. All right. So, I mean, yeah, we might as well.
You want to start from the bottom, go to the top, or you want to
start at the bottom? Now we're here, right?
All right.
You know what I mean? Started with an interview. Look at this, got a whole show. Hey, so we're gonna start at the bottom. We're gonna start at the bottom three. And these guys are bangers too, man. Quite honestly, this list up and down, I think is a pretty solid list, and I think you're pretty happy if you had anyone.
I felt I had to fit them in there. I had to do it this year. I was feeling their vibing at the end of the season, and they made the cut.
All right, so we got 8, 9, and 10. 8, 9, and 10. 8, Dalton Kincaid. Number 9, Tucker Kraft. Number 10, Dallas Goedert. Goddard? How do you say it?
Goddard? I don't know. Sam probably will know.
I say D-God.
Yeah.
So
regardless,
he
caps us off at the 10 spot, rounding it off of the 10 tight ends. He's got a great quarterback with him and Jalen Hurts. They're coming off a Super Bowl win. I felt this next season, 2025, coming up to get the tight end a little bit more involved. They take a step back from the running game as much and relying on Saquon and Jalen's legs, and they get their pass catchers involved. And one of the big ones that should have a bump up compared to his 2024 finish, I feel like Dallas Goedert should have a surge in his performances and his stat lines for your fantasy teams come 2025.
Okay. Now, is there any honorable mentions before we get on to the other two? Is there any honorable mentions that you feel like you could have maybe slid into these positions?
Oh, absolutely. I was thinking about Mike Gesicki from the Bengals. I thought he would be a good pick because of how the Bengals finished last year, how hot Joe Burrow was throwing the ball. And he was just a reliable tight end for Joe going down the stretch. And he had some decent games, not like anything fantastic, but enough to where he wasn't getting you a goose egg, but he also wasn't, winning your matchups. But he was doing fine. And probably my other honorable mention for tight end outside of Mike Gesicki would probably be, I was going to lean Dalton Schultz, but those kind of seasons Stroud had and just how that was going. I mean, he was good, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't anyone that you're like, I got to have him in my lineup. Oh, I'm happy I started Dalton Schultz. Oh, I'm happy I played him because, to be honest, Stroud had a down year and it affected all the pass catchers, even with injuries and whatnot. So those two guys, sadly, probably 11 and 12, they didn't make the cut, but, honorable mentions for that 10 spot, like you said.
There we go. All right, keeping it moving. So we got your number 9, Tucker Kraft.
Yes, absolutely. A big proponent of him being at number 9 over Dallas Goedert at 10, where Goddard, I don't feel is most relied upon in that offense because they got A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and they got Saquon and Jalen's legs. So Goddard's kind of like somewhere in the between. But where Tucker Kraft's instance that he's got the leg up on Goddard is they don't have a wide receiver 1, and they don't know how to use their wide receivers in Green Bay. And their wide receivers are often hurt or just not productive or participating in, snaps on drives because they keep rotating them out. But Tucker Kraft on the field the majority of the time, opposite end of a tight end that was also drafted with him in the same draft, higher than him as well, but not as productive for fantasy because he's more of a pass blocking, run protecting tight end, whereas Tucker Kraft is the over-the-top, big play tight end that we saw splashes and flashes of last season with Jordan Love, and he kind of goes as much as Jordan Love goes. And I could probably argue the same thing for Dallas Goedert. It was where Jalen, as far as Jalen goes, Goddard will go, and as far as Jordan Love go, Tucker Kraft will go because he's their shot in the arm on the offense if they're not running it with Josh Jacobs, and he's getting another year under his belt. He should have more rapport or more of a comfortability with Love, and I can see him being a threat in the red zone more often than not if the run game shuts down. And with these wide receivers that I feel won't separate themselves from the pack going into 2025, I really don't like the wide receiver core in Green Bay outside of Jaden Reed. I just think that 2025, Tucker Kraft has earned a spot in the top 10 for tight end rankings because he should get a bump in his production and his opportunity to put up big fantasy performances for you in 2025.
Okay. I like that. I mean, Tucker Kraft, especially if they can get another big name receiver.
That is true. That is true.
I think
that'll be dependent on a lot of his production as well, because maybe that takes defenders off of him, or maybe that takes targets away from him. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where the Packers go in their pass catchers coming in the off season.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we got number 8. Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, the man who missed the catch that could have sent the Bills to the Super Bowl.
Man,
outside of that,
what? What?
Outside of that, though, I think that he is a snake-bitten tight end here, but he's got, if not the best quarterback in the league throwing to him. And when you have that, you have the potential and the potency of having a chance at making a splash on your fantasy teams, making a splash, scoring points. And I know the first 2 years weren't great with Dalton Kincaid. It's been rough if you had him in Dynasty. It's been hard to move him in Dynasty because his value has taken a dip. and redraft. You've kind of been just like toss them in the waistband, putting them back on waivers, relying on other tight ends to get you to where you need to be in your lineups. But I think this year, with how close the Bills got again and how desperate they are to get their passing game consistent and effective so they're not relying on Josh Allen to be Superman all the time, Dalton Kincaid will be pivotal in that Bills offense in 2025 to build that rapport up with Josh Allen so he could be his go-to guy, his red zone threat, his chain moving producer. And for us, a positional advantage at the tight end position for fantasy. You'll know you can set him in your lineup, you can lock him in there, and you'll be comfortable where he's at. You just have to have that short-term memory, in my opinion, of just like putting the first 2 years behind you and moving forward and gearing up with what possibly, because you don't want to swing and miss with a guy like Dalton Kincaid, because when you got Josh Allen throwing the ball to you and how effective that Bills offense is able to march up and down the field and get into those green zones and be able to put up points, you kind of want to be a part of that. You want to have a piece of that offense, and Dalton Kincaid is a young asset and an effective tight end because he's getting snap percentages and he's on the field a lot, and he's relatively been staying healthy. And I think if you take a swing on him in your later rounds and let him slide down there, because I think your other league mates just overlook him based on what he's done in the past, you might have the hidden gem or the diamond in the rough of the fantasy drafts for 2025 at the tight end position, potentially.
Mm. Dang, you think it'll be like that?
As long as Josh Allen is there and throwing the ball to him, I think so. I mean, you got to think, because I don't think he's a scrub. I just think he's just, had a rough go of it the first 2 years, and maybe year three is the breakout, That's what I'm hopeful for. I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying if I were drafting today, this is where I have him and why I have him, and the reasoning to be why I would draft him over a Tucker Kraft or a Dallas Goedert.
Okay. No, I feel you. And then shout out Mike. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for joining in.
You want to get into Mike's real quick?
Well, I was gonna say it kind of falls a little in line with it so far. It'd be cool to pull it.
Well, we don't want to spoil the top seven.
Well, I don't know about your top seven, so we can show his though. Because there are definitely a few differences that I see. But I mean, the bottom 10 kind of stood out along the way. He had D. God, Evan Ingram, and Kincaid. So he had Evan Ingram.
Well, he swapped out Ingram for Kraft. What do you think about that set?
I was gonna say, totally... I mean, hey, Evan Ingram has been up there and targets for sure, and receptions for the past couple of years. He definitely gets his share of receptions. It'll be interesting to see what happens with BTJ over there picking up and see how those targets are split and who gets what over there. But I mean, I think it could go either way. I would probably go Tucker Kraft over Evan Ingram, but I probably wouldn't pick up any one of these guys quite on, maybe as a second tight end just to cover it, just to cover me and on a bye week or something, or if someone's having a down week. But yeah, I probably would try to stay away from these. Well, I guess I probably would be maybe picking up these guys actually if I'm not focused so much on tight end. Yeah, and I'm drafting later in the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds.
I'm lockstep with Michael here. I like it. I could see him switching out Kraft between Ingram. I just would like to see Ingram to be healthy this year and have a healthy Trevor Lawrence. And I think if that's the case, I think he'll be having some targets coming his way, because you saw what BTJ did last year, and the conversation for defense is going to be trying to stop him for that big plays and those big explosive plays. And Ingram might be the benefactor of that, or under the sticks and over the middle of the field and in those little pockets and making those easy throws for Trevor Lawrence and getting some, effective high targeted games. I like that. And, impressive keeping Travis Kelce off his list there. I mean, I like it so far. I agree with it.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a good list. And that's the thing. I don't think you'll see Travis Kelce on a whole lot of lists. I think a lot of people were really more so focused and thinking that he was going to retire. And then, to see him come back, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because he was having that down kind of downfall.
Well,
right?
they were reporting that he was, feeling under the weather at the Super Bowl. So
right, and then he got like 34 yards at the Super Bowl, man. The biggest game of your career, really? You going for a 3-peat? You got 34 yards? Get out of here! And Noah Gray,
you heard from saying, "Get out of here."
Too. No, see, yeah, exactly.
Hey, I like where
too.
Michael's head at. I like where his head at. I think that could be
we got to play against him, so maybe get his
because
head
Noah
off track.
Gray was really effective last year where Kelsey fell. Like, I think he can take a step forward and command more targets in the tight end position over Kelsey with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's a very capable supplement to Kelsey in that offense, and if he has the opportunities, he's shown that he could have splashes in the pan. He can have these flash games that can get you from 12 to 20 points because he had a couple multi-touchdown games. He was on a hot streak there towards the playoff push for a lot of teams and being a waiver wire ad. So, yeah, I would definitely agree with Michael here, guys. You should keep Noah Gray on your radar for waiver wires or late in your drafts this year for 2025. He could be a sneaky also pickup that your opponent wouldn't expect.
Yeah, I see Pat Mahomes having to throw a lot more in the season too. He's gonna have to throw. That line is not.
Well, everybody knows we just got to get to Patrick. If we disrupt Patrick, he can't do it. So he's gonna have to throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get into that after the break.
Well, we'll talk about Kyle Pitts. Yeah, we'll talk about that on the other side. We'll be talking Justin's 5 through 7. But let's take a promo really quick, guys.
Yeah,
Mike, keep it chiming in. Stick with us, man.
I love you, Mike.
Hit
Thank
that like
man.
button. Yeah, man. I got to get you on here, bro. Guys, hit that like button. Hit that share button. Please subscribe. Help us grow. It's Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network, and you rocking with Cedric and Justin. We holding it down with Justin's way too early top 10 tight end ranking. So let's take a promo really quick for Shady Sports, and when we come back, we'll be doing 5 through 7.
I'm a game changer.
Man, guys, would love another offensive weapon for Bo outside of the running back realm, plus the running back realm and the tight end realm.
Hey, I'm going to piggyback off of Michael here. And how about you guys get yourself a Kyle Pitts?
Yeah, that's a Kyle Pitts, man.
Yeah,
I tell you what, I would
the
love
Broncos and get some Bo Nix passes.
Get them back in orange and blue. I'll take a Gator for sure. I'm all for it. I've been on.
You would take Kyle Pitts? You throw Atlanta.
I would take every Florida Gator player in a heartbeat.
Okay.
I'm pro Florida.
Let's do Mike a favor here. Let's boost up Kyle Pitts. Toot his horn a little bit here. What are you buying Kyle Pitts for to get him on the Broncos? What are you opening the checkbook or draft capital to get him on the blue and orange?
A trade?
Well, I think you'd have to trade him. I don't think, or is his deal expired?
No, I'm pretty sure he's still in a contract.
Yeah, so okay, you have to trade him. He's probably on an expiring deal, but what to get him in the locker room before you end up re-signing him?
Well, since how Debo just got a 5th round pick,
all right,
I'm probably doing like a 6th. No, I'm probably doing maybe like a 6th. Or
you tell him you'll take the rest of his contract.
Yeah.
And send him a 6th round pick to Atlanta.
Yeah. I'd do that. And
then send one of your bum
tight ends over
contract
in 2021. So yeah, he's at the tail end. His contract's almost up. He'd have to resign.
Yeah, so you could take on the rest of his contract deal, throw him a 6th round pick, and be like, "Hey, do you want one of our bum tight ends we already got?"
I'd probably even be like, here's a 7th or compensatory pick.
I think the big component of that would be picking up the rest of his contract from the Falcons to get him. And then, probably throwing a 6th to 7th or maybe multiples like this year's and next year's 6th and 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? To give him a shot. He's a big athletic tight end. He has the hands. I
don't think they would get rid of him, though.
Atlanta's
they need him. They're going to need him for Michael Penix. He is going to
absolutely.
He is going to fit into this offense this year, especially when they're a mobile offense, when they're moving around a lot more than when they had Kirk Cousins.
I think he's going to be the odd man out, honestly said. I think it's going to be Bijan, then Drake London after that, and he could be the third or fourth piece in that offense, but I don't see him being a focal point or a must have or need for the Atlanta offense because he hasn't been that case in that offense or that scheme or that thing that they're doing in Atlanta. He's just it hasn't worked, and it like Michael said, he's going to his 5th year now. It's not working. You got to get whatever value you can out of him as the Falcons organization while you still can, because if you have another down year with him, with Michael Penix heading the quarterback position and not working out, then you absolutely just bottomed out his value, and you can't really – you're in a spot where you just got to let him walk, and you don't get anything for him because you're not going to re-sign him and extend him and give him more money, and nobody's going to want to pay you picks or give you, assets for him because they know it's just that's not where his value's at. So the best case scenario for people to invest in Kyle Pitts in 2025 is investing a low draft capital on him, maybe an aging tight end that's performed well at the later end of 2024, like a Zach Ertz or a Mike Gesicki, someone of that caliber with a pick, and hope that Kyle Pitts gets traded to like a Broncos or any of those teams that are needy of a pass-catching tight end that's not really needed to maybe block or do the dirty work as much as he would traditionally need to do as a tight end. Because I honestly think that he still has some physicality and he still has some offensive caliber to his game. It's just not being utilized correctly and properly in Atlanta. And I think if he were to go somewhere like the Broncos or like that someone can unlock that potential, especially like Sean Payton. He knows tight ends. He had Jimmy Graham. He had Taysom Hill. He knows how to get the best out of his tight ends. So I think that'd be a great fit. So if you can, I would definitely, you're not overspending or overpaying, invest in a Kyle Pitts for cheap, because the payoff, if he goes somewhere else outside of Atlanta, could be tight end 2 numbers and bottom tight end 1 numbers. And if he stays in Atlanta, well, then okay, I got a guy who's got potential with a new quarterback, but I realize that I have to draft another tight end in my drafts to supplement it in case if it doesn't work out. So he's entirely not like an overlooked, skippable asset. I think he still could be a factor in 2025 on your fantasy teams. Yeah.
It's hard to tell because he was super frustrating last year, and I think he will have an upgrade. Just like you said, it really just depends on maybe where he's at or how it's going. I don't think he's really on too many radars right now until there is a change of scenery, in which there could be. I mean, there are quite a few teams that could use a solid.
It could be a draft day trade too. You've seen it, even AJ Brown got traded on draft day. Maybe it comes to it. Some teams are looking at the board and being like, man, all these other tight ends got drafted before this, and like what they're looking at, what's available, and they would like to take a shot on a Kyle Pitts for cheap and trade back and get more capital than to invest in one of these rookie tight ends coming out of the draft.
Yeah, very true. All right,
let's get into
7. So we got your 7 through 5 over here. I'll go ahead and get these pulled up. We'll start with 7. We got 7. Speaking of another tight end that maybe people kind of wrote off at first and came and had a resurgence, David Njoku.
Yes, man. I think his biggest problem, which he's proven to overcome it, is that quarterback position. He's had Joe Flacco. He's had DTR. He's had Jameis Winston. He has Deshaun Watson, whatever they got out of him. But, he's produced. And I would argue, he's not a flashy, sexy name said, but he has produced at the tight end position at the point where he's quarterback proof. He's put up big numbers in big games. He's carried you through a playoff push. He's carried you to fantasy championships. And he's shown that he's had that ability to be a tight end 1 for fantasy for you in drafts. So I have him here at 7 because this is kind of like the tier up. That was the 8 through 10 was tier 4. And this is tier 3, where these are tight ends that you could go a little bit earlier because these could be solid set it and, up into a bye week or injury fill-in, David Njoku, I'm confident rolling him out there in my tight end position. I mean, if the quarterback position gets addressed in Cleveland, I think it's even more shoot to the moon for him, because outside of Jerry Jeudy, he's the next target hog over there in Cleveland, and he's going to have big performances and big numbers.
So true. And he came through time after time for them this season,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Jameis Winston back there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with their quarterback room. I think it'll all hinge upon that, quite honestly, as far as where Njoku falls and lands in this list, because he could drop, just based off who the quarterback is alone. I mean, a lot of these could, but I think more so him a lot more.
Do you think he would move higher up in your boards if the Cleveland drafts Shador, or if he drafts Cam Ward? Like if they invest in a quarterback, or would you think that he moves even higher up than that if they would invest in a veteran quarterback like a Sam Darnold or someone like that that's got more tenure in the league and that's be able to produce?
I don't know about a veteran quarterback, because veteran quarterbacks have their quirks too, and they may come in and try to research their season. So they may be, but I mean, if it's a quarterback like Jameis that looks all over the field, then yeah.
It sounds like you and I are both in agreement, though, that Njoku is definitely a guy that you can invest in for fantasy at where you can get him.
Sam Darnold, I don't know. Russell Wilson, I don't know, because they don't really focus on tight ends so much. But I like Njoku. I've tried to get Njoku the past few years. Some it hasn't really worked out, but he is definitely a solid handcuff for sure.
Yeah. And with the question marks at the quarterback position, you might be able to, in dynasty leagues, invest in him for cheap at the moment, like before his stock gets hot, because whenever they decide, like draft day comes around, if the Cleveland Browns take a quarterback, he might be harder to obtain in dynasty, but for redraft, I think he's definitely in that tight end 2 spot where you can like draft him confidently have behind one of your elite starters and be comfortable come bye week or injury time and be like, yeah, it's time to fire up David Njoku. Let's go.
Right. No, totally true. Especially, oh man, you see, you're able to get them, like you said, you're able to maybe snatch them up on the sneak mode, right? And then next thing you know, they do get a Shador, they do get a Cam Ward, they do get a they make a crazy trade, maybe
one of those young gunslingers.
Yeah, maybe a Trevor Lawrence, hey, whatever, hot takes for days. I'm just saying, maybe they get a gunslinger either way, shape or form, or who knows, maybe Deshaun has a resurgence. He was a top 10 quarterback at one point in time, and maybe he does.
And he did rely on Njoku a lot for his little success that he did have there in Cleveland. Like he was a big proponent on why they kept him starting in there as long as they did.
Right. So I mean, yeah, it did. You never know. You pick them up, and it could all change by the time the season comes rolling around. Moving on, we got your number 6.
Yes. This is my guys. I'm gonna pound the table.
This is a sleeper.
All off season said. I'm pounding the table now here. Michael is absolutely correct. Like I appreciate the flowers, because go get this guy. If you just let the tight end, if you're not going to go after the elites in your drafts, you're going to just let things fall to you. This is the tight end to get for 2025. He is going to be phenomenal, and I will die on that hill this year for fantasy. I think he's going to just bust the ceiling between tier 2 into tier 1. I think he could go absolutely higher up this list by the end of 2025, because him and Tua have a connection. That as much as Tua struggled last year in Miami and had his faults and wasn't clicking with the wide receivers, and the running game with Devon Achane was taken off, Jonnu Smith was a red zone beast. He was a touchdown just shark, and he had a huge, phenomenal heat streak for you for that playoff push if you had him in your lineups. I did. I rode that wave. I love that man right now. Jonnu Smith is tight end gold, sneaky gold for 2025. If you can get him, I'm honestly going to tell you, you'll be fine. You'll be set. You don't need to worry about your tight end position at where you get him in drafts. Like, I think him and Tua, that connection is going to continue, even if Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle takes a little bit of a bump up and it gets their seasons turned around and figured out. Jalen Waddle, I don't think that'll ever happen. He's a bum. He's overrated and he's not going to ever do anything. But Tyreek, he might have a resurgence, or that wrist might become too much of a factor for him. And there he is, just sitting there looking at the middle of the field, just hit me, throw me another ball. And I can see Jonnu Smith being on the receiving end and a lot of red zone targets, a lot of first down catches, and being the darling of Tua's eyes once again for another season. He can ride you to your fantasy playoffs and championships.
Okay.
How do you feel about Jonnu?
Man, I think he is a sneaky play for sure. He definitely was last season's Tyreek Hill for Miami. So I think he'll see a lot of receptions his way. He proved that he can hold his own, and that alone it helps out a lot. And then when it comes to fantasy football, you do want that heavy hitter that you can get, and he comes as close as you can get to it for Miami right now. Over all those guys they have out there. So I feel good about it, and maybe even a little higher. Just like I have to see who TJ Hawkinson's quarterback is going to be. Seriously,
that's the thing. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. I had TJ Hawkinson here at 5. I wanted to put Jonnu higher. I honestly wanted to maybe put Jonnu 5, Njoku 6, and then TJ at 7, just because of TJ's injury and just his quarterback situation going into 2025. But the idea that I had I can see a scenario where TJ with a JJ McCarthy, if that's his quarterback, and even Sam Darnold for another year, being fully recovered from his devastating injury from the year before, could be a very pivotal safety blanket for the Vikings offense, because there's so many question marks right now coming out of their backfield. Are they bringing Aaron Jones back? Are they drafting somebody in the draft this year? What's their running game going to look like? Because if their running game is going to take a step back or not improve from last year, the Vikings are really heavily reliant on the tight end position to get that chain moving, to keep those drives going and make those big plays in the red zone. And I feel that even more so than Smith and Njoku, if like everything falls correctly, this is the scenario. If everything falls perfectly for him, best case scenario, I think TJ Hawkins could just have that little edge, that step over those two guys, and having a bigger season based off of need and his just physical performances when he's been healthy, how he can just take over an offense if, say, JJ has an off game or Addison's hurt or what be you, because Minnesota loves to run their offense through the middle of the field, and he's a big part of that. And a whole offseason being healthy could benefit him. It's just, I'm in agreement with you, man. It just really depends on what his quarterback situation is. Like said, do you like it if it's JJ, or do you want it to be Sam Darnold for fantasy?
I want to be JJ. I want to see what JJ can do. I mean, I feel like TJ didn't get a whole lot of love from Sam Darnold, quite honestly. And I think I'd like to see him a little bit higher on the list if we could see a little bit more production, because he's going to have to be that safety blanket for JJ. So I want to see what they can do together and what's going on with them. So that's where, So and that's why I feel like maybe I probably would have put Jonah a little bit higher. At least above TJ, just because of that. Don't know what's up. He's only
what I have in my favor is it's the way too early rankings, maybe closer towards preseason and the season starting. You see this list change a little bit, but right now, based off how last season ended and what the offseason looking like, the murkiness as it is, this is where I got these guys. This is my tier 3, and I think I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I think it's I think you come up with some really good lists and some really good rankings for sure. And
Michael makes a good point here too, because this will be his first year returning from that ACL injury, because last year he didn't have a full year and he didn't have a full camp going into the season because of that injury. Like, he'll have a full off season now to get acclimated, conditioned, and tuned up, and could be back to his former glory.
Yeah, that is true. And he had most of the season out too, right? He didn't play all last season, so it will be interesting to see him.
We'll have
back
to stay
in the
tuned
mix.
on that Viking situation at quarterback.
Yeah. All right. So, but yeah, no, I mean, it could go either way, quite honestly, and it really just depends on who the quarterback is. So we'll know more once we know what teams are doing and where they stand and how they got. So, or who they got rather. Yeah. So keeping it, so that was our
5 through 7.
5 through 7. Dang, man, we're booking it through this list here, though. I'm liking this list, man. I'm really digging
Thank you. I like it when I get in your good graces. I'm getting nervous here as we come up with these way too early lists by positions. I'm afraid one of these times you're just going to hit that button and I'm going to be like, damn, I'm swung and a miss.
Oh, yeah. We got here we go, Mike, on some stuff on Hawkinson. Yeah,
he seems really in tune to the tight end position. I like it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely. I mean, you guys probably have. Oh gosh, just the knowledge. So I love it. But yeah, no, Hawkinson was coming back from that ACL, and just didn't really play out the full year. Didn't see a whole lot of him when he came out. You didn't see really. Sam Darnold kind of didn't look his way most of the time. But yeah, just as far as like a dynasty weapon, yeah, he is going to be a safety blanket for whoever that quarterback is next season, and it's going to be JJ McCarthy. They're going to get him out there as quickly as possible, especially after seeing the success.
You heard it here from Seth, Vikings moving on from Darnold.
Yeah, they definitely, and then I think I saw it somewhere, is what they're going to do, is they're going to probably franchise tag Darnold so they can trade him away, right? Get something out of it. But I think
yeah, up here there's definitely murmurs. There's definitely two camps. There's a pro Darnold and a pro McCarthy camp, and there's a side that wants Darnold to stay and repeat what he did last year, and there's another camp of fans that want to see the future. They want to see what Mitt McCarthy can do and to get him out there like yourself. But it'll be interesting what they decide to do.
It will be interesting to see what they decide to do because it a lot depends on it. And especially in their division.
They're going to have to put up points. They're going to have to compete with Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, and Jared Goff. They're going to have to be fantastic at the quarterback position. They can't take a step back because those other teams in the division, like you said, are going to be hungry for points, and they've proven that they can put up points.
Yeah, every team in that division. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. They got to keep up. They got to keep it running. So I think that'll keep them moving forward. But hey, let's take a promo break really quick.
Yes, sir.
We'll just, saying you guys, all you new people are tuning in. Thank you guys for rocking
with
fantasy reports on Shady Sports Network. And we're doing Justin's way too early 2025 fantasy tight end top 10 ranking. So we're talking about the tight ends right now. Let us know how he did, how you feel, if you changed someone. You feel different, you feel good about it. Let us know where it stands.
Yeah, follow Michael's lead. Chime in.
Yes, chime in. Yes, Michael, thanks for chiming in, bro. Loving it. So yeah, guys, keep it rocking. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please hit that share button to help us grow. And that subscribe button as well, so you're reminded. But either way, we'll be back on the other side of this break. Stick with us, and we'll keep it going.
Enjoy the
Recently, I started using electrolytes to stay hydrated for my workouts and constant traveling. Trust me, dehydration is no fun, and I started using Dragon Salt to avoid headaches, cramps, and brain fog. Their formula uses pink Himalayan salt and the best forms of potassium, magnesium, and calcium to cover all bases. I love that it's naturally sweetened and has 0 sugar. Overall, hydration gives you more strength and energy, which is why I make it part of my daily routine now. When I drink water with Dragon Salt, I can train harder, I stay sharper, and I definitely feel more energized. For whatever mission you're on, stay hydrated with Dragon Salt.
drgnsalt.com.
Step up your water game, guys. If you're training and getting fit and ready for the better weather, add Dragon Salt to your routine. Look at Michael. Michael, it's the
Mike
Dragon
training
Soul,
all the time. I promise he's probably training right now. I promise. Mike, you out there running right now? That dude stay running. Get you some Dragon Salt, bro, to help you get those electrolytes.
And if you do, let us know how it's worked for you. We'd like to hear your story.
Yeah, you get 10% off using that code Shady Sports Network.
Oh yeah, don't forget that too.
So that code, get that 10% off. But anyway, guys, so we're rocking through. We're doing shit. Justin's way too early 2025 top 10 tight end rankings, which
now
is great so far.
Tier 2.
We're getting it. So let's jump back real quick. Let's go back and jump back
let's do a recap. I want to hear your feedback set on these guys.
Yeah, so we got 10 Dallas Goddard. I can't say his name for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, we got 10 D God from the Eagles, Super Bowl champion tight end. Only, I think the only Super Bowl champion on this list, actually.
Yes, sir. Giving us Sam and Cool some of their love for the Philly Eagles.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, we got D God down at the bottom. I like D God, super consistent dude. I rocked with him last season, and when he wasn't hurt, for sure, I had him in my starting lineup, and I was happy with the production I got from him. Just super consistent, nothing super crazy, nothing extravagant, but super just got the points he needed to get. Then we got Tucker Kraft here at number 9. Tucker Kraft was a guy I actually streamed in and out in a couple of leagues last season just because he was that guy that you did see on the free agent market and you had to pick up right away when Jordan Love came back from injury and started heating up with them. But he was, a little bit here and there. It wasn't super, super, super consistent. I think towards the end he kind of started letting you down. Dalton Kincaid, Dalton Kincaid came into his own really for sure. Once old boy got hurt. Who was the other tight end they have over
Dawson
there?
Knox.
Dawson Knox, man. That's my guy right there. That's who I was rocking with. And then, you kind of see that torch being passed or was passed over to Dalton Kincaid. And it kind of officially got passed. Probably, like I say, like week 13, 14, honestly. I felt like last season. And you saw Dalton Kincaid start getting a little bit more. It is a little hit or miss. It depends on where the Bills are. And then
if you pick the right
type of day they're having,
you might be happy with what you get.
Yeah, you'll definitely be happy with what you get. But then if you pick the wrong game, you may watch Josh Allen.
That's right. That's why I say he's the snake bitten tight end of that list. I mean, you could feast or you can famine.
Yeah, so I'd probably put D God at 8, honestly, just off the consistency matter and have those guys.
So you got Kincaid at 10, Tucker still at 9.
And then, quite honestly, I slide in some other stuff. I mean, I'd probably
take Tucker out.
Yeah, I'd probably switch out Tucker with like a K dot and and this is going into 2025, and again, this is way too early. We don't know what's going on, but yeah, I'd probably sneak K dot in there for sure, just based off what he did. Especially when Mike Evans was out those couple weeks, and he absolutely went into God mode for sure. But that's just just because of that. I think him and Tucker Kraft kind of went off and within each other. So you can kind of go either way, quite honestly. But that may be the only one I would change as far as a difference maker. And then moving on with your 7 or your 5 through 7. So yeah, we had 7, David Njoku. Love the guy. I'm a David Njoku supporter night and day for sure. If I can rock with him, I try to rock with him. It's really like hit or miss. You're just really like praying and
based on his quarterback. I would say more so his quarterback than by him because
not him, but more definitely his quarterback. You're hoping that you're gonna get some production towards his way, and what you did see a lot from Jameis Winston, but also you're like, was it? I don't know what's going on, but David Njoku is just really a guy that's really quarterback dependent, which all these guys are. But I mean, like, he's not a guy.
But more so him. Like, could you imagine if he would have kept or had Baker Mayfield still throwing to him?
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be perfect.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And they were growing. Anyway, it was really, really nice. And I think him and Jameis proved that too. Like, if he has a gunslinger, he's gonna get his. He is definitely gonna get his, being that big, reliable target. Moving on, Jonnu Smith. Man, this guy just kind of took over as Miami's number 1 receiver, it felt like last year. In a lot of games, they didn't have a whole lot of receiving yards for him to take over, but the yards that were there, it felt like he
did win him a couple games technically last season in overtime. So just throwing it out there too. He went out and won some games.
It'll be interesting to see moving forward what he does. I do like this guy. I think he's definitely a streaky tight end. And if I saw him, I probably would be happy taking him over the likes of
I got a spicy set. So say you're like in like the later ends of your round, you still need a tight end, and Joku and Smith are still sitting there. Which one are you taking?
Ooh, probably Smith, just based off him having a solid quarterback.
But it's definitely a thought. Like it's a pause. It's like a look. Like
I would like to take Njoku, but I'd be like, who's his quarterback? Who's throwing it to him?
Yeah,
let me see, and then we'll get back to me. Get back to me.
It would definitely be a pause for me, but yeah, I'm with Michael Carpenter. Like, man, this is my tight end of the 2025. I'm calling my shot, said.
Yeah,
this is my guy to go get.
Yeah. I wouldn't probably go out of my way to get him, but I wouldn't be mad if I was able to get him. Quite honestly, especially like if I could, like forget about tight end. You know what I mean? If I could go build up my other positions, and then I look and I'm like, damn, Jonas Smith's right there. Hold on now. Let me grab him, right?
He's a perfect guy too that I advocate for. Throwing in your flex. Even if you don't like, tight end or whatever, be like, if I'm choosing between him and like Xavier Worthy or him or like,
I don't know about that.
You know what I mean? Like somebody that's not like you're starting 2 wide receivers, but like someone that you feel like could perform as a wide receiver is just as good as a wide receiver with more of a tight end, with more of a touchdown red zone threat. Like there's some wide receivers that I would consider having him in my flex spot over if I wasn't doing the tight end position.
Yeah. It's just hard for me to put a tight end in flex. I just feel like they got to be a beast for me to.
I do with John.
Points. Yeah.
Well, you'll see it this year when I'm playing against you in our fantasy football league, which I hope 2 more of you guys come out and join and play us with, because you're gonna love to see these fireworks. I mean, I'm putting John in my flex, and I'm beating Sed by a point.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna put. Let me see. I'm gonna look at your list. I'm gonna get TJ Hawkinson. He's gonna come through.
Damn. Hey, that's just me though in fantasy. I get snake bitten like that. And that would happen where I'm like, yeah, I'm winning. I got Jonathan Smith. I got the lead, and then you got TJ Hawkinson still to play in. Yeah, that would happen.
Nah, I would probably take Johnny over TJ Hawkinson though. Quite honestly,
I'll let you take this one, Zed.
Why did the tight end break up with the quarterback? I don't know. Why did the tight end break up with the quarterback?
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get some answers here first, and then we'll come back to it. Come back around on this one.
All right. So we're moving on. We got TJ Hawkinson. All right. So we'll come back to that, Mike. You get it in there. Oh, there we go.
That's awesome.
Because he felt he was always left on the bench in their fantasy relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly. They can get lost in the sauce. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to put a tight end in my flex spot. I'm not that dude.
I'll do it this year if I got John. All
right, we'll see. We'll see. And then when it back, no, I'm saying.
Well, hey, you're the one with the crown. You're the championship. You're the league winner.
I got 1 championship last year. I should have had 2 to 3, but I got 1.
See?
I got 1 at least.
I got a big old goose egg last year, and that's because bridesmaid never the bride. Sometimes that's how seasons roll out. You just get to the championship, but you just can't. When it. Oh, hey, now the crick. Oh.
Hey, at least you played.
Yeah, that was 2024. I'm coming for that ship this year.
Coming for that number 1.
I will prepare you guys to do the same.
Yeah. I got faith in you.
We got to give Seth a run for his money. We got to humble Seth a little bit.
Yeah, Mike knows what's up.
Chris. That's good too.
Chris, the beef got cooked. Yeah, Omaha, man. What was that? They lost to a semi-pro team?
Yeah.
Head over to Shady Sports.
You want to go over that for a little bit? You take a little sidebar on?
No.
No? Okay, we'll keep this on track.
We'll leave it up to y'all let those guys cover it. I'm sure they'll be talking about it. Head over to Shady Sports.
Okay.
You got you guys about that. But yeah, I know.
Thank you for chiming in, Chris. Game. Yeah, appreciate that.
It'd be like the Broncos losing to It'd be like the Broncos losing to Colorado Spartans.
Damn.
Yeah.
Go Warriors, though. Way to go, Minnesota.
Yeah. No, Mike's right. You do got to have more than one fantasy league, quite honestly. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
What's your limit, though, Sed? What's your limit?
I think I'm kind of seeing where it's at now because I just added our league. So that'll be one more. I think now I'm at 6. And then, we had Mike on, and what did he have? Like
oh yeah. Oh,
like
he
50,
said
like 50 leagues or something
like
like
it
that.
was an outrageous number.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even had like a diversity of leagues, like Frankenstein leagues, vampire leagues, Debbie leagues, redraft leagues, dynasty league. He was like the buffet of like fantasy leagues. He had a little of everything. Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I've gotten up as much as like 12 to 14 leagues, but I've trimmed down since I've had to devote more time on doing this sort of stuff than fantasy leagues. So I keep it between 6 and 8. Probably 10 would be my max. Because at the same time, I like to diversify and have multiple leagues and different leagues with different settings. But at the same time, I like to pay the attention needed for my team, so I don't let things slip through the cracks. I like to have enough of my divided attention that I can properly evaluate performances and matchup lineups and whatnot, where I'm not getting confused about, because I've had it happen in the past where like, oh, this guy's available on waivers. Oh, whoop, wrong league. It's this league, not that league. Oh, and like I get all over the place. I get trade proposals, and I have to be, what league was this for again? I've had that happen before, but for the most part, I like to keep it like 6 to 8, 10 max. I think that's about right.
Yeah, I'm around like 7 now. I think I'd be down to take it to 10. It definitely does make it a bit hard to cover most leagues when you have so many. You want to,
I know how you feel about me with best ball leagues, but I see the appeal with. I more stick to DFS sort of stuff, like the daily draft stuff. On those things, I don't really get into like season long best ball leagues. I like to do we'll do the dailies.
That
the
would
weekly
be fun
stuff.
to get into a season long best ball league. Shout out Chris. Hey, thanks for checking in, man. I know.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
We keep the indoor and the semi-pro and the arena league coverage here on Shady Sports. Tonight, NFL. I definitely have to check you out on Saturday.
We still gotta get to my top 4, but we're loving all this chatter here. Keep it going, people.
Loving this chatter, and I'll have to check you out.
11 to 13, Mike. Yeah. Nice.
11 to 13. That's a hefty number.
Hey, Chris knows what's up. Come on, get that. Yeah. Here we go.
There we go. We get on it. We rock.
One
with
pride.
No, but yeah, I guess it really just depends on, especially if you do have a good hefty mix of leagues. I don't think I could do like
a 32 team league.
Well, I can't do a 32 team league at all. I would not want to do that.
Dude, it's been wild. It's been wild.
Unless it was like a full. It's hard because teams suck, man. Players suck. So once you get past the first 20 players, it kind of you can't get you're kind of frustrated. I don't want to be.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's an acquired taste. It's not something you just dive right in and get going, because you learn real fast how much you know about fantasy football once you get up to
and that's the thing. Like you're really at that point. Like I just was like, I cannot focus, and I was trying to get this going, and
I feel you.
It was like I did not have the brain.
Little peep behind the curtains, people. That's how you found me. If you're all wondering.
Running a 32 team league over in Sleeper. In the Sleeper app, and man, I was just like, "Yo, check out our show!" And
Sid, where'd you go? Come on, man, come hang out with us in the 32 team league.
It's like that scene from How High. It was like, "I need money." I was like, "Me too." And there we go. We need players. We need information. We're just rocking it everything.
True.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no. Moving on, we got the rest of our rankings. So we got the top 4, and then we'll catch up. We got Mike's.
Let's bite. Let us know what you think about Mike's too. This is a good list.
It's a good list. He had Laporta right outside. So he had Laporta on.
He's got your boy Auden on there.
Yeah, that's my boy. And that's why I was like, yeah, I would put Otten probably over Kraft. I could switch those in and out. Ingram, hit or miss just because.
He's got to stay healthy. That's all I got to say. He's performed. He's been able to hold his own in Jacksonville. He just needs his quarterback to stay healthy and for him to stay healthy. And I think BTJ taking some targets off of him will definitely help.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll move on to these top 4. But before we do that,
we got more stuff for you guys. We're growing here. We're piping off. So feel free to check out this. What is it now? Said 3rd promo, 4th.
One of them. Check out these guys. They help the network, guys. You use it. You use these codes.
They help us, help you. So help them, helping us, help you, or however that works.
Just help, right? So we'll take a promo really quick, guys. All you new guys just chimed in. We had a bunch of guys just chime in on the X page. So go ahead, hit that like button, please, guys. Let us know how you feel about this ranking so far. How do you feel? Do you feel that Justin did a good job? You feel like you change it?
You like said spicing it up, his switch ups. Let us know. We want to hear about it.
Definitely want to hear about it. We love your engagement. Mike, thank you for rocking in. We love it. Keep it coming. Chris, keep it coming.
You guys are rock stars. Thank you.
We love it. Yeah, that's what keeps us moving. So we're gonna take this promo really quick. Don't forget to hit that like button, share button, help us grow. Watching Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network, and this is Justin's Way Too Early full PPR top 10 tight end rankings for the 2025 season. So we'll be right back, guys. Hang tight.
How are you? Bring them things. I call the plug. Bring them things.
That's money. That's cash up.
All right, guys. You seen it. You don't use Cash App. Check out our Cash App. Use our code. And you get $5.
Free money, guys.
Free money, right? Other than that, you can check us out on all our social media channels. Check out Shady Sports Network on Instagram, LinkedIn, on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. Wherever you find your social media, check out Shady Sports Network, and I promise you'll find something other than us just rambling on some craziness. You'll find something else you like. As we were saying with Chris earlier, we covered the Arena League, the Indoor League. I'm pretty sure ask Shady Sports Network around one of these arena leagues. They know our name, son. You know what I'm saying? Sam over there holding it down, Krish, Mike, all those
Started
guys.
to dip our toes in the Italian Football League. You got Ced's Frogs playing my Panthers, and
not
too many touchdowns.
Man. What a game. Let me tell you, that was from the get-go. I think it was, it was like almost 50 points, probably like maybe like 5 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah.
They came out swinging, came out quick. It was pretty exciting
but
to watch.
I'll hand it to you. Your Frogs took it. We'll get you next time.
That's how we roll, son. Yeah, so moving on, we got the top 4 on the tight end ranking.
Here we go.
This is way too early. So here we go. Let me see if I can get let's see. I guess we don't need to draw.
These are the boys you're probably drafting real early, right after the first 2 rounds. Get that positional advantage, get that start of that run that goes, because you know how some leagues start. You see that first tight end go, and people are like, "Oh, snap, crackle, and pop! I gotta get this guy now." And then before you know it, then you see all your tier 3 tight ends left over because these guys get picked through in the early rounds after the first couple.
Yeah. So,
Michael, you're great.
This is the place we chose for.
Let's see. I thought we had the drum roll.
Hey, let's get another dad. I'm feeling Mike's vibe here tonight. Let's get another dad joke piping through the channel.
Oh, we got another dad joke.
Let's
Why did a tight end go to therapy? Thanks for the love, Mike. Thanks for the love. Love in your comments too. So why did a tight end go to therapy? He kept getting blocked.
I was going something like that. Like he was feeling blocked or something like like he was just like a mental block, like he was
He'll let us know.
I look forward to the answer here.
Yeah. So we got. Let's see.
Chat, let us know if you know the answer. Feel free to pipe in it.
There we go. All right, we got. Oh wait.
We got it. Said we got it.
Got
That's
it.
good. Oh man.
Because he had too many issues with his receptions. Hey.
Where's that Dangerfield
tell
guy?
somebody. Oh,
Don't you have that sound bite clip?
Oh yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I think he's earned that one. He's
that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect.
The in-house comedian over here. We got Mike. Yeah, man.
Yes, thank you, Mike. I enjoy the laughs.
Enjoy it.
Very needed. Thank you.
All right, so moving on, we got our top 4 guys.
Oh yeah, 4 through 2.
Yes. Let's see. Where's it at? Boom.
There we go. 4 and 3.
4, George Kittle. Tell us about him.
George Kittle, I have him here at 4. He's getting, another year under his belt, another year older, another year wiser, but he's still producing at an elite level, still performing at an elite level. Now, these rankings came out before the news that said Broncos missed out on a wide receiver from San Francisco 49ers.
Well, he didn't miss out. They're just dumb. Telling the world he wants to come to Denver, and you don't have to come to Denver.
So George Kittle, he'll now have a little bit more target share, being that a wide receiver has left the 49ers. And if another one leaves, he's going to be even more of a target hog. And I feel that in 2025, you can still draft him as your tight end 1. He's going to be Purdy's must-have, reliable go-to guy all over the field, up and down, and in the red zone. So I feel like he's still at that elite level. He's going to still keep producing in a spot of where you're going to end up drafting him in drafts as early as they may be. And I think he's a firm, good investment to take in fantasy because he's shown that he can produce consistently enough when healthy to carry your matchups and give you that positional advantage at tight end in fantasy.
Yeah.
Not feeling it. What do you think?
I'm feeling it. He's going to definitely get his share for sure next season, especially with Debo moving on. It'll be interesting to see. I think the 49ers are going to bring in another receiver.
Okay.
But George Kittle's just a blocking beast, so he always gets his chances for sure. When it's time to go, he's ready to go. I'm not, mad at it. Number 3, my guy.
Got my line on there. I got him in the top 3, Sam Laporta. Reason being is he's probably that sweet spot of where people were kind of a little bit overhyped him last season, and he didn't produce at the level of people thought he was at his rookie season. So that's going to impact his value in drafts going forward for 2025. So this is a guy who could potentially slide further down than a George Kittle or TJ Hawkinson, be it that they've lost their offensive coordinator who will not be named going further, and that there's other revolving pieces in this Lions offense. I think still that Sam Laporta will be an effective, important part of the Detroit Lions passing game for Goff, particularly over the middle and for first downs. I think that he will have a same or similar, if not better, season at tight end. It's just you got to temper your expectations because Gibbs is emerging. Montgomery is there. Amon-Ra St. Brown is rock steady, the go-to guy. And then you got J-Mo over the top, busting the door wide open against defenses for big explosive plays, which then limits the opportunities for Sam Laporta. But overall, he seemed to work in gadget plays and trick plays. He's on the receiving end of those plays more often than not. So he could catch you some matchups off guard that you weren't expecting from like a 10-12 projected game, and he might end up with an 18-20. It just, we don't know what we don't know, and that is how this new offensive coordinator is going to incorporate Sam Laporta in the offense with Goff. But I am hopeful that the Lions won't have that too far of a drop off and will still be an elite option for you at the tight end position with Sam Laporta.
Man, I tell you what, because I am all about drafting Sam Laporta. My dude, he
Okay.
kind of, he was, and that's the reason I don't care about tight ends because, he is my dude. I know he's going to give me what I need to get when I need to get it, and that's how it was for sure.
Do you think he's going to be like where he was, like drafted like one of the top tight ends, or do you think this year he falls a little bit where you can get him a little bit later at more of a value and you don't feel like you've reached as much on him in drafts?
I think he's still going to be one of those top tight ends. I mean,
Okay.
the Lions' offense is still an offense to be reckoned with, and I think people are still going to respect what they're doing right now, even with a new offensive coordinator. You're still going to have to go out there and make plays. They're still going out there and running the same routes. They may just have different names or different ways to get into those routes, but they're still going to be the same plays. And I still foresee him being, Jared Goff's, check down guy. And that's kind of what it is. He is always that third look for sure. Sometimes he may be second, sometimes he may be first, but he is always the third look for sure in that offense. And I think he'll continue to get his targets. And I don't know, I just rock with him. I just like Sam Laporta.
He's your dude. Been a beast I respect that.
Yeah, he's just been a beast since he came into the league. And I mean, even when I was watching the combine the other day, they showed like his combine, routes, and it was just how fluid and smooth he was. Like, dude can run routes and for how big he is, and and he can get yards after the catch. So I think
we're in lockstep too, where if him and Kittle are on the board at this spot 3 and 4, like I'd be taking Laporta over Kittle this year.
Yeah. It'd be hard, I'd have to think. But I think I'd take Laporta over Kittle for sure.
Going into this next tier 1, would you be taking Laporta over one of these two guys? Hit him, said. 1 and 2.
Here we go.
Trey McBride at 2. This guy is a definition ball hog. Target hog. Like Kyler Murray, I thought I was caught off guard a little bit of the sense because year 1, he was good. We knew what he was. Year 2, we thought, okay, what's going to happen with Marvin Harrison Jr. in town? He's going to take a step back. He's not going to get the ball. For sure the touchdowns went through last year, but my goodness, the receptions and the yards and just the dependability of staying healthy majority, if not all of the season, and then getting Kyler Murray's trust and rapport already down. I don't know what happens with Marvin Harrison Jr. coming 2025. He's really an enigma for me in my rankings and for my overall assessment of where I have Marvin Harrison Jr., where to put him, because I don't know what he's going to be or what he is, because I didn't see any flashes from him. So, and I don't know if that was more of a Trey McBride solidifying himself as the de facto number 1 in that offense with the Cardinals, or it was just Marvin Harrison having some growing pains going through his rookie year and that he's going to take off in 2025. But regardless, we're here for Trey McBride, and my assessment is if you're not getting this guy at 1 here that's coming up, this is the dude, the next one to be taken in fantasy drafts. That Cardinals offense, yes, they have a dependable running game with James Conner, and they have effective wide receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr., but next man up and the guy that could really give you positional advantage at the tight end in fantasy in 2025, it's set it and forget it. Trey McBride, put him there.
There we go. All right, before we get to number 1, though, you know what we're going to do. I'm going to take a promo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, another one.
Yeah, got to get this in you guys. Is it in you? You see, companies are willing to work with us, so I want to get this stuff out there for sure. I love, repping that stuff, and I'm happy to work with, especially smaller businesses, man, especially small. We are a small business ourselves, so to speak, here at Shady Sports Network. So definitely here for the communities, and doing what we can to, amplify and help, get those across. So let's go ahead and get this playing. You guys watching us, hit that like button, hit that share button, please subscribe, help us grow, help us help you. You know what I mean?
Yes,
we want to keep coming. If you like it, especially you guys have been tuning in. If you like it, please just share just share it. You usually can only share it once anyway on X, other social media networks. You can share as many times. Just share it once. That'd be helpful. Hit that like button, and yay, if you leave a comment, we'd love it. We'll put it up here on the screen. Come join us, right? So let's get this promo.
Absolutely.
Guys, hit that like button. You're watching Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Good luck, everyone here. Oh my Lord, who is this? Joe Burrow! Joe Burrow! AFC North smoked it right here, baby. Fanatics, authenticated Joe Burrow on the speed, incredible hit, going to Alpha Wolf. Congratulations, Alpha.
Joe Burrow. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, we got our number one tight end. Wow, crazy out of nowhere. Let's look at Mike's list. Let's go back to see who he had on his. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple names still missing from the list so far. We haven't gone through yet. Has it surprised you? Has it shocked you? Has it disappointed you? Has it upset you? Let me know, because there's only room for one more tight end in this spot. And is he that guy you're thinking of? Is he that man? Is it going to be who you think it is? And the MC himself will tell you. Bus driver said.
Yeah,
with the number one,
back to Mike
2025 tight end for fantasy football.
It is Mr. Brock.
Raiders.
Boo, Raiders.
Brock Bowers himself, man. This guy broke rookie records all over the place at the NFL level with bottom barrel quarterback play. I would argue it was bad out there. It took Devontae Adams getting traded away at some point through the season, and he took that torch that they put up in that stadium. He ran with it up and down all over the field, lapped it at the tight end position for the NFL level. And where you got him in rookie drafts or even in redrafts, if you took the shot on him thinking like, yeah, he was a dog at Georgia and he's going to be a dog in the NFL, and you were right. This guy is going to be the ipso tight end one that I'd be drafting in fantasy football for 2025 season. Now, where he goes, I don't know how early I would draft him in, but I know if I'm looking at my board and no tight ends were taken, this is the guy that I would start the tight end run with. This is the guy I would be investing in full PPR. He's got no much target competition outside of Jacoby Myers. He's going to be the dude. And if Pete Carroll is smart, he's going to know that you get to the ball to the players that matter. And this is one guy that the Raiders should be paying attention to get the ball to. And for fantasy, that will be so imperative for us as fantasy owners to invest in, to get in on the ground floor in Dynasty, because this guy is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the NFL and for fantasy. Mm-hmm. I would argue that he could probably be the one taking the torch now for, the tight end one finishes for, the remainder of until the next person shows up. I think it's a changing of a guard at the tight end position, and this guy is just a tier up from a Sam Laporta, from a Trey McBride, from a George Kittle. He is the king of kings at the tight end position until proven otherwise for me.
Yeah, I mean, he broke records all over the place.
Mm-hmm. As a rookie with bum quarterbacks.
With bum quarterbacks, he broke the rookie pass catching record, as well as the franchise record for Mike Ditka's 63-year-old mark for most receiving yards in a season.
That's impressive.
By a rookie tight end. So a 63-year-old, and I mean that's the Travis Kelce's, that's the Rob Gronkowski's, that's the Andrews, that's the take it back. That's the oh gosh, why am I blanking on all these great
Shannon
Gonzalez's, the Shannon Sharps, who was that guy in New York? Oh man, who was that one giant that was just such a beast?
Chad, help us out.
No. Oh, yeah. Anyway, 63-year-old mark. He broke it for, most receiving yards in a season by a rookie tight end. Well over 1,000 yards. He was 5th in receptions this past year, or 3rd in receptions, actually, with 112 receptions. Tied for 8th with 1,194 yards, 5 touchdowns, and averaged 10.7 yards. And that's with the mustache and Aiden O'Connell throwing the ball to him, and God knows who else.
Now, just imagine if they get a solid veteran quarterback in there, or they drafted one of these new young gunslingers, how that could impact his production in a positive way. I see. I mean, his stock is up and rising. That's all I can see. I mean, I don't think it gets any lower at the moment than tight end 1.
Right. And I think he's going to be the first tight end off a lot of boards for sure. And the list, we've seen the list change up a lot on tight end. So we're going to probably see it change up a lot too as we move closer to the season and we start seeing, quarterback moves and team moves, receiver moves, draft happens. Maybe this list will change. But right now, this is what we have. We got starting 10, Dallas Goedert, 9, Tucker Kraft, 8, Dalton Kincaid, 7, David Njoku, 6, Jonnu Smith, 5, TJ Hawkinson, 4, George Kittle, 3, Sam Laporta, 2, Trey McBride, and number 1, Brock Bowers for Justin's way too early 2025 tight end ranking top 10. How do you guys feel about that? What do you guys think? We got Mike. He said, of the tight end rookie class, what 2 or 3 do you think have an opportunity to break into the top 10 of tight ends? You mean this rookie class coming in?
Guys, that's how I would say this rookie class is how I think.
What's that one guy from Notre Dame, man? Robbie Oots? Is it Robbie Oots?
You think
that dude is, God bless.
You think he could potentially break into this top 10?
I think so. He got the mustache to do it. I feel like, he's from Alabama. I feel like when you see a dude like that rocking a mustache like that, like he came to play, and he was out there. He looked pretty good out there
because of the mustache.
Was the stash? Well, I just really like what I saw from him. I saw it looked like he had a lot of raw power, like when it came to pushing the sled, and then he ran like pretty clean on his routes. He was pretty sharp on his cuts for a bigger dude. Seemed to have some pretty good speed on him too. Didn't seem like he was like stressing to get to any balls from what I watched. I didn't watch a whole lot of it, but I thought he looked pretty smooth out there. And I feel like coming from Alabama, solid coach player in tight end, that's what you want, because that's probably like, besides what, like that's one of the top 3 like mental positions on the field, right? They have to know like every position, because they go from blocking to running routes, and so they kind of got to know what the quarterback's doing on almost every play. So it's like the quarterback, the center, and the tight end, they have to know everything that's going on for every play and be involved. So I think I like Robbie Oots, and then my guy Mason Jordan. I think I could see him coming in. I think, man, guys, just who is what is
I got 3.
All right.
Was that your 3?
My names. Well, I'd say Robbie Oots,
okay,
Mason from LSU, and then I'll think of my third one.
I got 3 in order from 1 to 3. I got Tyler Warren from Penn State. I think he could easily crack this top 10 if he gets to one of those passing attack heavy tight end needy teams, say Broncos or Chargers, or say maybe the Jets, because who knows how long Conklin stays around, or maybe the Giants invest in a tight end, or any one of these teams that need a passing threat, and they're going to take the model that the Raiders did and going after this alpha tight end like they did with Brock Bowers and invest into one for their roster. So I go Tyler Warren at 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Colston Loveland out of Michigan at 2 for possibly breaking the top 10 for this list by the end of the season. And for my third one, I'm gonna go your route set. I'm gonna go Mason Taylor out of LSU.
Mason Taylor, yeah.
But I agree with Michael here. It really is landing spot dependent, because if they don't land in a spot where they have to be at somewhat a number 2 option right away, it could take a year, 2 tops for them to get to where we see a significant flash where you can see the aha moment of, okay, these guys are creeping up. This is what the new guard's going to look like, and this is what the new top 10 is going to shape out as. But those would be my top 3: Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, and Mason Taylor as my 3 tight ends that for 2026 purposes for this rankings could be on the list going to that next year. But it's also too early, way too early to speculate that. But I can see the paths for those 3 players to make a crack at it, to make a shot at it. And in that respect, if those 3 have to come into it to break the top 10, some people have to leave, or some people don't even have to be here like they weren't this year, like the Mark Andrews and the Travis Kelce's. It's just get on that horse and ride off into the sunset. It's just your time has come and passed. It's just, the door's closing. And for those 2 guys in particular, I did not have them on my list. We'll start off with Travis Kelce. I just think that he is not invested in football as much as he'd like to pretend he is. He's got other aspirations or distractions that are more financially profitable for him, in a sense, whereas football is not the main contributor to his priority of life. It kind of showed at times in this 2024 season and in the playoffs and even in the Super Bowl. It's just the dude looks checked out, and he isn't going to be relied upon in that offense as heavily as he was in his prime. I can see Rashee Rice when he's back, and Xavier Worthy, and if DeAndre Hopkins stays around, that those are the guys that Mahomes go to, and Kelce becomes an afterthought. And in that respect, it's at a level of where he doesn't crack the top 10. Like, he doesn't get to Goddard production or Kincaid or Kraft. So that's why I kept him off the list. And for Mark Andrews, it's a 2-piece thing. Sort of part 1 is the Travis Kelce side of it, where it's just, you saw at times last season where he just was a ghost, a shell of himself, and wasn't there. And
a lot of times,
clamoring for what the heck happened. Is the cliff here? Like, why? And he was just kind of really hurting you in your fantasy lineups, and people kind of like get burnt by that stove, and then they stay away from that burner. And the other part of it is, you got to recognize Isaiah Likely. He's coming up. He's getting rapport with Lamar Jackson. He's getting opportunities, and he's having big games, and it's giving the Ravens a conversation or something to think about, of like, okay, we have Mark Andrews. He's been our guy for this long, but we have this young buck who's really showing us that, like, hey, give me the ball, give me the opportunities. When the wide receivers aren't stepping up, or, somewhere that Lamar can confidently throw the ball to, you know that Isaiah Likely is only a toe away from getting you touchdowns. So I had to get that in there. But my point is that it's like a 1A, 1B thing with the Ravens tight ends, and I couldn't bundle them in there in the top 10 over a Goddard or a Kraft or a Kincaid. I feel like they're going to, for 2025, are going to have a more stable, more consistent, more fantasy relevant season for you and your lineups overall than either of those guys. But if that's the case and they go undrafted in a lot of fantasy leagues, hey, they're definitely a solid option to go off of the waiver wires when you need a bye week fill-in or you got injuries. Like, it's fine investing into one of those 2 players. I mean, I know I had those honorable mentions between Schultz and Gesicki, but, a lot of the guys that did not make my list isn't because of the fact that I don't like them. I just don't see a path for them this year to sustain through the season top 10 numbers for fantasy.
Yeah.
You need that for fantasy, the consistency of top 10 production. And, you know, you can have your ebbs and flows, you can have your ups and your downs, but for everyone that's outside the top 10, those downs have been too frequent and those ups have been too inconsistent where it doesn't balance out and, you know, crack the 10.
Yeah, so true. And like I said, we'll see. I mean, it's
way too early. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's just why it's way too early. And we'll come out with more early ones too. I think it's still a good list. I don't think a whole lot will change, quite honestly, but I think we will see some movement across the board, especially after the draft happens.
And frankly, I love doing these. I'm glad you got me on doing these way too early, because for you guys being pivotal predators in fantasy football, being the apex top echelon players in your leagues, you got to have your eyes and ears and your nose to the ground of this stuff and knowing where people could be and how they could, and like being able to gauge and really trim and organize your draft boards when you're going into your drafts this season, of being like evaluating like what separates tier 1 from tier 2 to tier 3. Said knows I love my tiers, but keep it top 10 or whatever. But my point is like you got to have something to refer to. You got to have something to look at, because nobody likes that feeling when you're getting to that draft clock and it's starting to tick down and you're sitting there scrambling and you don't have any sense of like, okay, where do I go to? What do I do? Like, this is just a confident little rubric you could use to give yourself an edge in drafts.
Very, very true. Very true, man. Hey, well, guys, that was our Justin's way too early top 2025 top 10 tight end fantasy rankings so far. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel. Let us see your rankings. We did see Mike's rankings.
Yes, and thank you, Mike, for contributing. I love that. Love all your chime in tonight. It has been fantastic. We'd love to see you back on Sunday and keep this conversation going, or even on our boards and channels and Discord and on Facebook. Let's keep this thing going and let's keep growing together.
Right? Yeah, jump in the group, Mike.
Yes, I forgot this one.
Going. So yeah,
we gotta do this before or after the promo.
Lions and the Buffalo Bills start a band. So let us know, Mike, why did they start a band? We'll get that on the other side. Let's do a promo really quick, guys.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
And then we'll come back with the answer to why did the Lions and the Bills start a band, and we'll be talking some NBA, right? We got the Timberwolves playing right now against the Suns, so we'll get some NBA talk going, and then we'll get back into it. So yeah, guys, let's get this promo. We'll do another Shady Sports one. And all you new people that tune in, man, guys, let's get it up. Can we get this? Let's get this up to 100.
Like
share us out, guys.
Subscribe it. Follow it, and share us with your mama. Share us with your uncle. Share us with your daddy. Share us with your coworkers. Share us with your boss. Share us with your friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. And let's grow together.
Help us grow. We appreciate it, guys. You're watching Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network. I'm Cedric. That's Justin. We'll be right back. Yes, y'all. If you love sports, look no further, man, than Shady Sports.
We got a flavor you like. We have it here. Look no further.
All the flavors. So, yeah, guys, why did the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills start a band?
The answer hurts, but I get it.
Because they both know how to march down the field, but neither can ever seem to finish the performance.
Oh, man. That's cold.
Right.
Winter cold.
Oh gosh.
Damn. He ain't wrong though.
Mike's been in college lately. Maybe I was actually just met this dude. He covers there.
All right. Yeah. With that combine going on set, a lot of the heads have been, nose deep in that, trying to evaluate where people are sliding on their draft boards and who's rising. It's been interesting to see.
Craziness. All right, let's flip the switch though. We got some.
We got a transition
over. We got to talk some basketball real quick before we get out of here.
All right, let's get our NBA caps on, everybody. And if you've been staying with us this long, thank you. We appreciate it. But
yeah, all this, we're just rambling on, guys. We love it that you rocking with us. So yeah,
hey, yeah,
you know,
we make an hour 30 look good, said.
Hey, we do. You know, your Timberwolves got it tight.
Oh, here
halftime right now, down 41-51, 49-51. So yeah, we'll do this real quick. And then we'll go through the rankings. But first, we got Justin's team of the week.
Here we go. Fire these bad boys up.
Hey, there we go. Top 5 NBA starting lineup: point guard Tyrese Halliburton, shooting guard Tyrese Maxey, small forward Tyrese. No, I'm just playing. Jaden
Tyrese McDaniels, Tyrese Antetokounmpo, Tyrese Towns.
Right. I want to hear how you felt about that one, putting him in as center. What the heck?
I know. I was cool with it. I was cool with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this lineup. I think I have balance. I got the 2 towers there in the bottom, and then I got the wild card with Jaden. You never know which Jaden you're going to get, the top tier high performing Jaden or the friendly ghost Jaden that disappears. But I think the Tyrese brothers, I felt solidly about more of the point scorer and Tyrese Maxey, and then more of the ball controller, the facilitator and Halliburton. Give me a balance of points, you know, depending on how your scoring formats are, if it's categories or if it's points in general. You know, it's an overall balance of like a lineup. I like to just not have all the heavy hitters scorers, because if you're not scoring points in a category league, it's kind of hard to win your matchups, because you want those assists, you need those steals, you look for those blocks, and you're looking for those, you know, free throw percentages, field goal percentages, and whatnot. Like those all matter too. And add a caveat onto fantasy. But those are my guys. Those are 5 I believe in for this coming week of putting up a lineup that could rival Ceds and give me the W.
I actually did not come up with a lineup this week.
Oh, I get the win by default.
You get the win by default. It was a good team you put up. A little bit of East Coast team. You know, won't hate on that. But
how about let's get a live one, Sad. Let's get a live 5.
I was gonna say, yeah, I probably put a 5 up. Okay, let's see.
Let's do it. Let's do it with them. Let's do it with them, chat. Let's
all get this. So I got Davion Mitchell as my point guard.
Good pick.
Yeah, I would go with Davion Mitchell as my point guard.
Yep.
Let me see, as my shooting guard. We'll probably go Chris Dunn.
Dang. That was my waiver wire darling for the week. That was my guy that I was going to preach about on the socials to scoop up again.
Yeah, so I'll go Chris Dunn.
Perfect.
And then small forward, shoot.
This is tough.
KJ Martin for Utah.
Who's he with the Jazz now?
Yeah, he just got with the. I don't even. Oh, he's gonna start. He's back in the starting.
He has been starting out of necessity. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, hey, you gotta play.
Hey, I like this young lineup. You got a really young lineup.
Yeah, and keep it young. And then this guy, my superstar. This is a superstar right here, Bobo. Yeah, he's holding it down right now.
Dude, 7'3".
Yeah, Bobo at power forward, and then Zach Collins. I'll go East Coast.
Nice. Hey, I just picked him up in all my leagues off the waiver wires last week. Zach Collins, he's playing because Vucevic, whatever his name is, and Jalen Smith are both been in and out of the lineups due to injuries. So he's been really filling in quite well with some big 20-point performances consistently. So I like that. You got 2 of my waiver wire ads for last week and this week. That's a solid lineup set.
Yeah, I feel like Zach Collins been going off these past 2 games.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
he helped me get a W this week.
There we go. So yeah, I think who did I got 6? So I got Zach Collins, Bobo, KJ Martin, Davion Mitchell, and who was my shooting guard? Chris Dunn.
Yeah, Chris Dunn.
Chris Dunn.
That's a good lineup. I mean, this would be an interesting dogfight.
Yeah.
Because your guys are playing a lot more out of opportunity for necessity due to injuries, and you know my guys need to keep pace with that.
Yeah. That's the thing, yeah, man. I like players that have to play out of necessity because you know they're gonna go out there and they're gonna kind of work their butts off to kind of stay out there. So
it's like what I say in fantasy football too: availability is king and volume is king. Like you get the minutes, you get the snaps, you get the you have more opportunities to score.
That's what they say. Your best ability is availability. Quite honestly, a lot of times out of none. Because I mean, look at Joel Embiid out for the season.
Dude, do you want to get into that? Is he done with the Sixers?
I don't know.
You think he's coming back next year?
Ooh.
If I'm Philly
brass,
I'm
trying to trade him. Look how quick they got rid of Ben Simmons. That's why it's weird that they've been sticking us out with Joel.
But if you could get rid of him now at the value he is, do you it?
What value?
Or do you let it potentially sour?
What value?
And get ugly, and people just start throwing scraps at you to try to get him.
What value is he though?
I mean, it's not a Luka for AD level trade, but somebody somewhere could be like
statue.
Like I could see someone somewhere being like, yeah, Embiid for
what trade was more ridiculous? Luka for AD or Debo for a fifth?
Debo for a fifth because like dude's a wide receiver 1 and he's still only 28 years old and like
they got 2 wide receiver 1s over there now.
Dude, Michael's got to be just loving it. His he's gonna have Jaden Daniels pepper in it. Oh, it's juicy. I know we're going back to football real briefly, but yeah, I
mean and then the draft's coming up. They're gonna now they don't.
I don't think they need to draft a wide receiver now. If I were them, I would draft best player available. And if it was me, I think Michael can kind of agree with a little bit. But I say defensive lineman gets a pass rusher.
Oh, you probably get a good one too later because not.
Yep.
Cool, yeah. But anyway, on basketball,
back to basketball, everybody.
yeah. We got your Timberwolves playing right now. Halftime, down by 2.
Scaring me. What's the score?
49.
I'm trying not to look so I don't get distracted on the show.
It's 49-51.
Okay.
Man, the Lakers been on a roll since they started clicking in.
You're gonna start this Laker propaganda for the playoffs? You're gonna start this?
Nah, you know who else been on a roll? I've been seeing a lot of Nuggets hate lately, man.
A lot of it.
I wonder why. Why are people hating on the Nuggets? Like, why are they acting like they're tired of the Nuggets of winning? Like, yeah,
I think for me, I'm tired of the Nuggets underutilizing their full potential of their lineup. Like, you're just kind of rotting away Joker's prime here with not giving him help.
Why are we acting like we're trying to rebuild when we should be going all in?
Preach it, said. We'll give you 3 minutes and maybe another promo and tell us what. Like, give us the down low on this Nuggets situation.
Why don't we have Jimmy Butler on this team? The Nuggets, they need a dog right now. That's what they need. I'll be quite honest with you. I like Murray. I like MPJ. They're beautiful on paper. When you look on paper, you're solid. You're like, oh, look at these able players. They don't got the grit, man. Russell Westbrook.
We got these young players like Peyton Watson and Strother and Braun.
Watson. I like Swatson. I like Swatson. He is solid on the defensive end. Strother,
so you don't need to invest. Anybody said we got all these young talent. They're coming up to give Joker help.
No, we need a beast. We need a dog straight come in and just take it. When they're going and they're having these rough stretches like they did against the Celtics where they should have won when Joker gets 800 rebounds, 14.
You think they could have used a Jimmy Butler?
They could have totally used a Jimmy Butler right then and there to just rip into the team, even just to give them some energy sometimes. I'm telling you, they just need that player. And it was Aaron Gordon, but he's too hurt right now to be that guy jumping up and down.
Are they still playing a bunch of DeAndre Jordan?
They are still playing DeAndre Jordan.
Oof. He's a coach on the court.
Coach on the court. Why are we playing DeAndre Jordan? Keep Zeke out there. Zeke's been playing really good lately, but he got hurt.
Yeah, I do like his game. I think he's gonna be a good asset for you guys.
Yeah, he's a good stretch. He's a good stretch.
He's still raw, very raw.
Because they didn't want to use him. That's the thing. Like, why? If you're gonna use the rookies, then use them all. Don't talk this trash about using rookies and don't use them all. Use them all, right?
Hey, I know all about it up here with my Wolves. They draft high on these rookies. They invest in them, and then they were just like, nah, we're going to play our $30 million players. We're not going to play our rookies.
Yeah,
even though our $30 million players are either hurt or they're playing like hot trash.
Well, we got $30 million players that aren't even all-stars. I don't understand what's going on right now. I don't understand what this is. Like, we keep saying that we're waiting to see it, like, but we're paying like we're seeing it right now because they had one good offseason in the bubble. I don't get it. I don't get it for sure. I'm saying, like, man, like,
it's frustrating because, like, you should have beat the Celtics.
We should have had at least 2 championships right now. For as good as how Joker's been playing, man, we're supposed to see some Wilt Chamberlain, some Magic Johnson type run right now. But we can't because he's having to carry the team to the freaking finish line every single time.
You have to go through the Wolves. It's hard, I know.
Exactly. He has to carry them through these teams that we should be easily handling. We should have a dog to handle Anthony Edwards. We should have a dog to go cover Steph Curry. We should have a dog that's like, nah, you know what? I'm going to go cover LeBron right now. I'm going to go shut down Luka right now so that Joker can get points. We don't have that guy. They don't have that
frustrating.
Dude,
if I was a Nuggets fan, I'd be irritated of them not opening the checkbook, just like your Broncos, and just getting a guy.
I don't even know who the Nuggets have beat this season. We ain't even beat nobody worthy of being beat. That's the thing about it. That's what's scary about it going into the playoffs, man.
But you should here. This is what the Nuggets have over the Wolves, and I give you guys your flowers here. You beat the teams you need to beat, though, like the Pelicans and all those teams underneath you. You're beating them, unlike the Wolves, who lose to the Jazz by 1 point on Thursday, and they lose to teams that they're supposed to be in all categories superior to. But then when they go and play playoff teams or teams like OKC, they're beating them and like by double digit. Like, what's going on here? Like, the NBA is weird this year where it's like our teams last year, we made it. Well, your team made it to the semifinals or whatnot. We got deep in the playoffs regardless. And then this year they're playing like they just want to get in. Like, they should be the top 2 seeds, but they're just playing like, we'll put it on when we put it on.
Well, we are the top. We are the 2nd seed, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know we let you have a few easy wins.
There is that.
Yeah,
we are number,
we'll see you in Game 7. We'll get you there. We'll get you in Game 7.
Speaking of that, let's go through the rankings in the West. So
yes,
we
please.
Got OKC holding it steady at number 1 all season long.
I don't see that changing.
We always know, number 1 doesn't always mean you know. But OKC number 1, 49-11. They're full 10 games over number 2, which is the Nuggets, who are 39-22. The Lakers, man, have been rising and thriving.
Watch out. They're coming for your number 2 spot.
No, they're not. We're not worried about the Lakers.
They're coming for it. What happens first? The Nuggets leapfrog the OKC or Lakers leapfrog the Nuggets?
It's going to stay where it's at. We got Memphis, who dropped down to number 4. Yeah, I'm positive.
Lakers, you sure about that?
Man, forget the Lakers.
They pumped you guys last week.
Somebody was saying it was the last time they did this, they sent dirt to the Lakers, right? They sent dirt to the Lakers to raise the ratings.
Yeah.
And he goes to the Lakers, and then the Lakers play the Celtics in the finals. So someone's saying it's set up for the Lakers to play the Celtics in the finals because they had Luka go from Dallas to the Lakers because they're trying. That's how they increase viewership.
Wow.
And it's like you still got to go through the Nuggets, bro. The Lakers still got to beat the Joker.
But you say yourself here first. If they keep playing the way that they're playing, they're going to get clowned in the 7th game of the West Conference Finals.
You got to run Joker over and back up and run him over again. And then you got to go and run over his 2 brothers, too, if you want to stop the Nuggets.
I want to see that with Anthony Edwards next year in the 1v1 tournament.
Oh, man. Yeah, so going back, you got Memphis at number 4. You got Houston at number 5.
Do you think they stay in the they're sliding, man.
They're dropping quick, man. They've been dropping like a rock.
I think they're starting to. They're the one team in this list that's really coming back down to earth. Like you're really seeing what kind of real team they are.
I feel like the Clippers too are coming that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like,
but don't they always do that every year? The Clippers.
We're kind of seeing their ceiling. Yeah, we see them get to their highest high, and then they just kind of like keep it there and just tap out.
And then first round tap outs.
Mm-hmm. Got Golden State at number 7. They've been climbing.
Mm-hmm.
They got that dog. They got Jimmy B.
Oh, they got your boy. Now. Yeah,
he's hurt right now, but yeah, look at
Nuggets could use him.
You got the Sacramento man after the De'Aaron Fox trade.
Oh, they're holding water. They're staying above water. That's good.
Above water, treading right there with Minnesota. Minnesota's number 9. Dude. Dallas at 10. Teetering. You got Phoenix and Dallas, and Phoenix and Minnesota playing right now, and then that could kind of switch some things too, depending on.
Yeah, I know. But if you would have told me at the start of the season, this is what the Western Conference looks like this far into it, I would have been no way Wolves are sitting at 9. No freaking way. No way.
Where would you have had them at?
I want the 5 spot. Mavericks did it last year at the 5 spot. Went to the finals, because you got to take a step back from, you lost, and we won't go over the whole thing again. But the trade, you're going to take a step back offensively and whatnot and defensively. So you're not going to be in that top 3 for sure. Maybe make a run at 4, but 5 seems more realistic, being that what the rookies could have provided for you had you used them, Finch, more often at the beginning of the year. But you want your $30 million players clowning you and losing you games and giving away free wins out all over the place. Off my soapbox. But so 5 just seems like the right spot they should have been at, but no, they're playing down to the rest of their competition and, just essentially playing with their food. Maybe I just have high expectations or standards as a fan. I don't know what you see the Wolves as, being an outsider, not a fan, but I feel like they just play down to their competition for the teams, but not everyone that's above them is rightfully above them, but the teams that they're losing to underneath them, it's they're playing down to them and they're just playing with their food. It's come on now, just strap on those shoes and play ball and win the games you're supposed to and get in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this though. What I see is a Timberwolves team down by 5 points to a Phoenix team and a Timberwolves team that doesn't have their star player, but they're only down by 5 points. I see a Timberwolves team that played OKC, 3 nights ago, and put Anthony Edwards on the bench and came back from a 20-point deficit. So I feel like they get down and dirty when they need to.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, they just don't have, again, consistency, man. Just having that want to do it day in, day out. And I think you see teams that have been to the playoffs. I think you kind of see those teams kind of realize maybe you don't need to go 100% in the regular season all the time, quite honestly. Maybe sometimes it's more so, maybe sometimes it's more so about tuning up. It's more so seeing about what you have and seeing how it works together, and maybe it is sometimes about getting a little bit more experience to some players and stuff. And I think teams kind of see that, especially when you do have, which I wish the Nuggets would see it, because you see you have Joker dragging them in every game to the finish line, but you kind of see if you have just maybe 1 or 1.5 stars, you kind of got to take it a little bit less so you can kind of have that firepower when need be, because when you do go full throttle, you kind of see a Cleveland in the playoffs last season with just Donovan, getting shut out in the first round, right?
I'm curious, where do you see it going for this year's NBA playoffs? Do you think you see more sweeps this year than we did last year?
No.
No series, or do you think more series are going to go 7 games?
Yeah, I think we'll see more 7 games, because I think it's going to be a lot of the same teams that we saw last year.
Yeah.
Even with those newer teams like Detroit and, New York and stuff like that, I think we're going to see more competitive games out of these guys, because they really do have that mindset. They're ready to go. They're hungry. You see Cleveland just kind of dominating everyone right now, ready to go. You see a young OKC, man, ready to just kind of walk on anybody. But then you also see at the bottom of the rankings, you see a Golden State, a very, very veteran Golden State. You see a hungry Minnesota, right? Like, it's not just teams that are just in there to win it, you know what I mean, just to get in, like up and down. Like, it's teams that are ready to play, man. They're ready to play, right? So I don't think we'll see a sweep this year. I'm gonna say it right now, hot take.
All
no
right,
sweeps.
hot take.
No
I'm saying that's
sweeps
a
in the
hot
NBA
take.
playoffs.
That's a hot take.
Yeah,
I can see maybe one. I can see maybe two, but for sure one sweep's coming.
What? Who would get swept? Who do you see
I think in
getting
the
swept?
East, I think the Celtics, whoever they end up playing, is going to sweep them. I think the Cavs for sure could sweep.
Hey, Minnesota's up right now.
Hey! This is important, guys. I need to be able to sleep well
62.
tonight. If the Wolves lose tonight, I'm not going to be sleeping well.
They're up by 1 point.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take a point.
But yeah, no.
What else we got left here, Seth? I know we're approaching the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I think that's about it, man. Just
You think?
kind of rambling at this point. I mean, it's been wow.
Yeah, let's cut it. Let's trim the fat. I mean, if you want to cut it where it's good, and
yeah, man,
thank you everybody who stayed tuned with us this long, hanging with us with the NBA talk and the football talk.
Hey, we're
I
over
appreciate
to
everyone who's chimed
viewers. Let's go. Let's get
Yeah,
it.
everybody.
Yeah,
I would love to see you guys here on Tuesday. Come join us again and have fun. Said will tell you all about it here. I'll let him have the floor.
Yeah, Tuesday we will be kind of just, I guess, we'll touch on the combine. But we'll be going through and doing our mock draft 2.0.
Another one.
1.2. What would it be?
2.0, I'll say.
Let's say 2.0. We'll just keep building it up until the draft in April. So we got a couple of weeks, so we can get in, I think, about like 5 or 6 before the draft. So if not, a couple more. So yeah, it'll be mock draft 2.0 for the Detroit Lions and the Denver Broncos. 7 draft picks. So come check that out. And yeah, that'll be mostly it. And we'll be touching on the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, seeing how they fared over the weekend.
Do we have any games on Monday night? Do we know of that we can talk about on Tuesday?
Let's see. So for the Nuggets,
I know we'll talk about Wolves with tonight's game on Tuesday.
Yeah. So on the Nuggets, we got no, they don't have a game till Wednesday.
Oh, we can preview it. We can prep you guys for it.
Yeah. So the Nuggets don't have a game till Wednesday, and then the Timberwolves, they play on Tuesday night against the 76ers. So they'll be playing at 6 p.m. So they'll be playing during the show again. So yeah, it's
another distraction.
Kind of like with the Lions, man. You just kind of seem to work it out where the Lions or the Timberwolves are playing.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Nothing wrong with that. I see the highlight, they're kind of mostly on prime time. So that's good to see. So yeah, we'll be talking our mock draft 2.0 and then just kind of previewing the Nuggets game and kind of, chiming in on the Timberwolves game and seeing where they are.
And the Nuggets.
Yeah. So we'll be previewing their game. And then, just hopefully got you guys chiming in with us and seeing where we do on our mock draft and how you feel about it. So come back with us. Come get the draft in. Get ready for this fantasy league, this fantasy season. Get ready for your whatever draft.
I think we'll post them up on the socials in the Discord channel for fantasy football and on the Facebook group. We'll post it, and then we'll keep pounding it home because we like to get that thing filled before the offseason really starts getting geared up so then we can start focus on formats and settings and rules and expectations. Right now we're just trying to get it filled and we'll go from there once we get everybody in it.
Yep, very true. But yeah, guys, keep rocking with us. Hit that like button, please. Hit that like button, please. Share. If all of you guys
check out our sponsors. I mean, if you're looking to get some hydration in your life and get edge on your workout routine, check out Dragon Salt. Use our promo code. And then if you're looking to expand your man cave or your sports memorabilia den, check out Breaks GBT. Use our code and get some money off of that. And if you're looking to get also some more money, use our Cash App code, get some cash there. And we appreciate that very much. It helps us out, helps them out. And then if you enjoy it, let us know your feedback. We love to hear it.
I got my GM shouting at me now. going over time. But yeah, like you said,
All
we'd
right.
love to hear your feedback. Check out Fantasy Reports. It'll be 7 p.m. every Sunday, every Tuesday over here on Shady Sports Network. That's 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you're on the East Coast, it's after that, or if you're on the West Coast,
It's not
before that.
Yeah.
So you know how time works, guys. Just rock with us, and we appreciate you rocking with us for sure. It's a great episode. We had Justin's top 10 or 2025 top 10 way too early tight end ranking, and then we had his team of the week. We put together a team of the week for me, and we just went over the Nuggets. So, guys, hey, let us know what's up. Mike, thanks for chiming in. Chris, thanks for chiming in. It was great rocking with you guys. You made it. 2 hours seemed like it was nothing. Like, I don't know how we do
made
this
it
every
look
time.
good, Sid.
We just jump on here and next thing you know, it's like a few hours later, like it's nothing. So I will take that every single time.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, keep rocking with us. Like we said, head over to Shady Sports Network, and you can find more stuff on different leagues, and different live sports, stats, whatever it may be, articles, whatever you are interested in. I promise we got it over there, as well as our merch store. So we got merchandise too. We'll be getting our merch, our Shady Sports merch here, rocking it here soon. You'll see us wearing that and just kind of just repping the team, man, the home team. We're growing quite quickly, and thank you guys for being a part of that growth. So anything else, Justin?
No, you wrapped it up like a bow, and I just really look forward to hearing and seeing you guys on Tuesday night. Come join us. It should be more fun. We'll keep this thing rolling through the off season.
Yeah. And head over to our group too, Shady Sports Network on Facebook. Head over to Fantasy Reports as well too for more fantasy reports. And then just over
there on the Discord too.
On Discord, SSN chat, or just look up Shady Sports Network. You can find us on there if you search it by that, and you can head into one of our chats, catch us on there, Twitch, Instagram, all the social medias. We're there. We're ready to be.
If this was your first show tonight, welcome.
Welcome.
And by the way, if you're interested in checking more of us out, you can't wait till Tuesday. Find us on YouTube. Check out the back catalog. We got like 70 plus episodes of fun info and all kinds of good stuff. So check that out. And while you're doing that, like it, subscribe it, follow us, and we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday night.
See you Tuesday, guys. Have a good one.
Good night.
I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer.